All right. Hello, Sebastian Roy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. So we met up um a while ago, and then we saw each other at SquadUp in person. So that was so cool because we only met via Zoom. So it was nice to finally meet you in person. And we you were eating pizza and I was trying to find my food at the time. I finally got the food. That was good. Ah,
Yeah, that was a
so
crazy time because with all the back and forth and the networking, and that was the first time I ate in like 24 hours since then. So I went on I didn't purposely fast, but it was just like the night before I missed dinner because I was networking. So
wow. That's so funny. I was just talking to Miguel, and he was saying that he missed parts of the SquadUp Summit because he was out networking. And so, yeah, I mean, it was such an experience. It really was more than just a summit or a conference. It was like it was so much more. It just, oh my gosh, it was the best I've ever been to.
yeah, life-changing experience.
Hands down, yes. And so, okay, well, why don't you share with us how you got into real estate to begin with, for those who don't already know?
Yeah, so it was back in probably 2018. I was reading the book, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And in that, he put a quote saying 9 out of 10 or 90% of millionaires become millionaires through real estate investing. So that really sparked my interest. And I was like, okay, this is, you know, it's got to be, true. Right. So I Googled it and I can't even remember exactly what I Googled because it was so long ago, but I found bigger pockets. And then, long story short, I just went down the rabbit hole there and started reading all as much as I can, listening to all the podcasts, talking to people, started hosting my own meetups. And
Nice.
it took me about 3 years to buy a property because of the height of the market. I was looking, this was before I knew creative finance, and I was looking mostly all on market.
Yeah.
So it took me about 3 years to buy a property, which I did in my state of Massachusetts here, and I house hacked it for about a year. I moved out of there now. It's a long-term rental, but I'm looking for my next house hack to buy. Um, Over that 3 or so year period of looking at houses, I knew real estate investing was something I wanted to do long term. And looking at so many houses as I did, I probably looked at a good 35 houses or so at least, with my agent.
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't like my W-2 job, which was machining beforehand. So I just decided to get my real estate license. So I've been doing that now about a year full time. So last summertime, last June, I quit my W-2 job, and now I'm a full time unicorn agent. And then I
Woo.
got into Gator about 4 months ago, and that's the private money lending, which I'm learning to do now.
Nice. You're all in.
Yeah, all in.
I love it. Okay. So, then what we have now with Squad Up was Pace started sharing about you need to set your goals. And so we all did that at the end of the summit. We started with the 10, then we went to 3 that we have to get done in 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering, what is one of those? We'll go through 3, but what's your first goal and why did you pick that one?
So my first goal is to help a newbie get their first deal. Um, and I picked that one just because of the all the camaraderie we have inside the community. We're all go givers helping each other out. Um, and I'll just throw in number 2 right now is help me get my first deal. So I haven't done my first lending deal yet. So
Hey,
by helping so I'm still a fairly newbie myself in the sense that I haven't done any lending deals, but I've been in about 4 months, so I feel like I'm kind of I've gone through all the training so far, and I feel like I've have a little bit of experience and advice to share with the brand new Gators.
yeah.
So me helping them out will also help me achieve that goal of getting my first deal. But
Yes.
I've been posting in the group every day. I try to make a post and tailored towards just advice stuff I've picked up, like talking to others in the community and tips and stuff I pick up. So it's just been so great feeling or getting all the comments and seeing everyone's post about like, what they take away from my posts that I make. So it's just, I love the idea of helping anyone I can. And, we all want to achieve financial freedom. So I've already kind of experienced the power of real estate, and I just want to give that back and see as many people achieve that for themselves as I can.
That's awesome. Wow. So, I felt this when I was first starting out as well. And so I really appreciate what you're saying. Yeah. So you've only been in the community 4 months, you said,
Yep.
but you have things that you can give, you can provide to others. You don't have to be in the community, since the beginning, or 3 years or 2 years or whatever. You have the experience, you have the skills that somebody just coming in last week or 2 weeks ago or even a month ago or 3 months ago, they're not going to have that because you've been here 4 months, right? And I think for those people who they say, well, yeah, I want to try to help others, but I don't know anything because I'm just starting out. I thought the same exact thing. And the thing is that you can provide guidance and help. You can show people where the files are. You can show people how to get into the Zoom vaults, or how to set up their Calendlies, where to find the avatars and how to maybe focus their energies on which avatars they're going to focus on, and help others. There's so many little things that really add up in helping people, just listening to somebody, right? And kind of being a sounding board for them can be a help as well. So that's awesome. So you've got, and the great thing is you're kind of doing a twofer here. So one goal is to help somebody else get their first deal, and then you could possibly be reaching your own goal by helping them if they need the funding, because you want to do your first deal as a Gator. So
Exactly.
that is awesome. That's, what is that? Killing two birds with one stone there.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, so then what is your third goal?
So my third goal is to create a weekly Zoom on, I am still brainstorming ideas and how I want to lay it out, but I definitely want to have it based around personal growth. So mindset and accountability. That's something, I don't have like a educational background in mindset, but I just know how important it is. Like, for example, Pace Morby says 90% of success is just showing up and being consistent. So, like, you'll beat out, if you just show up every day for forever, for years and years and years, you'll beat out 99% of all the other investors and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I just know how powerful mindset is, and accountability too. That's one of the things I feel like I struggle with. And I've experienced it this past year working from home as a real estate agent and a Gator. It's very easy for me to get distracted, and we're self-employed, so no one's gonna yell at you and say, hey, why are you taking too long here or there, or why aren't you doing your work? It's
That's
on
right.
us to hold ourselves accountable. So the idea is starting that group is to educate people around mindset, kind of like bounce ideas of whether it's morning routines or different habits people have. And even if like it's bad habits, like the goal there is to come into the group with maybe like problems we have, or we're lacking, we're not at where we want to go to.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what we can talk about, like, what are you doing now? Why don't you think it's working? And what can we do to improve it to help you reach your goals?
Love it. Awesome. Okay, so what kind of actions do you think you need to take to reach these three goals?
So that's a great question. So the first one and two, they go pretty much hand in hand, but I've been reaching out to, I set a goal when I joined Gator to make 3 new conversations a day with people within the community or just other local investors. But on the sense of real estate investing. So I've been, especially since SquadUp Summit, well above that number, just because we've had so many contacts. Everyone wants to talk to each other, which is great. But yeah, just reaching out every day, meeting new people, making a post like I already told you every day in the group, and trying to invite as many newbies that I can to get on calls and kind of share my experience and help them put a game plan in place, whether it's I want to start lending on EMD. So, okay, the good ways to do that is to reach out to wholesalers, some title companies, or I want to do some PML lending. So, all right, let's start talking about, do you have money to lend yourself, or are you going to raise it from friends and family or just other people?
Right.
So for those two goals, yeah, it's just taking daily action of meeting new people. And then the third goal of starting the Zoom is I actually just have to schedule time to sit down, which I do this weekend, and figure out the day. You know, I've already taken a poll in the group of what days and times are going to work. And it's a little bit tricky because, you know, we have all over the country, we have different time zones. So me being on the East Coast, it's not going to, you know, the time's not going to align with you maybe, you know, on the West Coast. But so I'm trying to feel out and figure out what is the best time that works for most people. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. And then after that, it's putting an agenda in place. So I don't want it to be like very strict. I kind of want it to be more open forum, but still a little like enough of a schedule where we're kind of on track and it doesn't feel like a waste of time for people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So are you focusing just on the newbies for this Zoom, or is anybody welcome?
No, anybody, you know, that's like that's what I really like about the idea of it is like, so I'm part of a couple other Zooms, you know, within the community. And one of the things that I find challenging to network within the community, you know, being Gator only, is we don't have access to the sub 2 community like you guys do. So what's awesome about having a Zoom like this is it's not a Gator Zoom. It's something that I'm putting on myself, and I'm
Right.
going to blast it out to, you know, the sub 2, the top tier TC, other Gators. I mean, heck, even other people that are, you know, like say my friends that are interested in real estate,
Yeah.
or it doesn't even have to be real estate because it's based around mindset. Basically, just anyone. Long story short.
Yeah. I love it. So you've got your 3 goals to start, and these are going to be in 60 days. You've talked about some of the actions that you're going to take for that, or have already taken. How are you going to define success for each of these?
So again, the first 2 are pretty easy, right? It's
Yeah,
I'm either going to have a deal completed or not.
exactly.
The third one also, you know, it's I got to have the Zoom meeting already, you know, mapped out how I want it to look, and then have it on the calendar. My goal is to do it every week. We'll see, and that's like another thing, the time slot. Like, do we want to have it 1 hour long, 2 hours long? You know, so I still have a little bit more details to put together, but they're pretty straightforward, all 3 of them. It's going to be, you know, are they, you know, for the Zoom, is it in place at happening every week? And then the 2 deals, have we completed one?
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So how do people get a hold of you, so that they can find out where the Zoom is? So maybe you guys could JV and get your first deals. How can people reach you?
So in the Gator community or the Paces Free Creative Real Estate Facebook group, you can search my name. So Facebook, it's just my name, right, which is right on the screen here. And then
Okay.
my Instagram handle is SebastianRoy.realtor.
Okay. Good to know. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to circle back in 60 days and we're going to talk about your progress. And what I would say to you is, I have a feeling, I'm going to call it now, I have a feeling you're probably going to have more than one deal in the 60 days. I
That
have
would
a
be
feeling.
amazing.
I know. So we will circle back in 60 days and talk about that, and then what your next steps are, right? Because I'm sure, just like me, you got your 10, So once you've got your 3 done, you could probably start hitting the next ones, right? Until you get through all of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Never stop, right?
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing more about how you're doing on these.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great being here, and I'm excited for 60 days to see if we complete the goals.
Yes. All right. Take care.
All right, bye.